Before Imam Mehdi's arrival, it would be a period of great turmoil for Muslims with bloodshed everywhere and widespread oppression. Hazrat Imam Ali said that the world would burn like gold in a furnace undergoing purification. This would be followed by a war between believers and non-believers in which Muslims would suffer a huge defeat. Around this time, a king would die and a man from the descendants of the Holy Prophet would travel from Medina to Mecca, where people would take an oath of allegiance to him, at the place between Hajar Aswad and Maqam Ibrahim. But he would be reluctant and disappear from the scene. Following this event, a Quraish leading an army would come to kill Imam Mehdi, but Allah would command the earth to swallow them up when they have only reached a desert between Mecca and Medina. Hazrat Ali Radhiyallahu Ta'ala Anhu said, "It would be a time of great trial for the Muslim Ummah, when Islam would be like a weak camel. But soon afterwards the earth would open up all its treasures to Imam Mahdi and the world would be filled with justice." Now eventually the Muslim worldwide would recognize him and fly into Mecca from Syria and Iraq to take an oath of allegiance to Imam Mahdi. Among the people joining the Muslim army, a lot of them would come from Khurasan bearing black flags to join Imam Mehdi's army, while the Romans would gather at Dabik to attack the Muslim army. And there would be a large-scale war, the magnitude of which would be unprecedented in the human history. And people would die in huge numbers such that even a bird would not find a place to sit around this place where the war would take place. And during this war, there would be three groups of Muslims. One that turns their back on Muslims and runs away. The second one would be the ones that would be martyred. And the third one would be the one that would be victorious after defeating the Roman army. While the Muslims would still be celebrating their victory, the Satan would announce the arrival of Dajjal. In panic, they would run away towards Syria. Consequently, Muslims would prepare for another war with the Jews, and around this time, Hazrat Isa will descend from heaven with his arms resting on the wings of two angels on a minaret in Damascus. Then he would offer congregational prayer behind Imam Mehdi. Thus another war would begin. However, the Jews would face a huge defeat and the Dajjal would flee until Hazrat Isa would find him at the gate of Lud and kill him. After the Dajjal's demise, Jews would run and hide, but they won't find a single place on earth that would accommodate them. So much so that even the trees they would hide behind would say, "A Jew is hiding here, kill him," except for the trees of Gargat, a Jewish tree that is being planted in huge numbers in Israel. Soon afterwards, Imam Mehdi would die. He would live among the Muslims for a period of 7 to 9 years, after which he would die. However, Imam Baqir said, while Imam Mehdi is alive and around, Allah would slow down the earth's rotation, which would subsequently slow down the time, which essentially means that 7 to 9 years would be enough for Imam Mehdi to conquer the whole world. Finally, Hazrat Isa would take over the world and break the cross. And guess what? Suddenly Gog and Magog would emerge.